Uh, don't really have too much announcements. We do this live every week, 7 p.m. Wednesday. Next week we will be switching to 7:30, so Kristen can join us. She'll be home by then. I'm sure a lot of you will like that. Um, you know, but we do this live to talk about quail, rabbits, homesteading, gardening, any of that stuff. If you have questions or just to chat, um, you can go to our website if you want hatching eggs or Whiskey Tango Farms. You can text me if you have any questions during the week if you don't want to do lives. 715-819-2002. But other than that, hit thumbs up for the video if you like it. I'll get into some of these comments. I don't really have too much to talk about tonight. Well, some of you guys were on pretty early tonight. Grafted Branch Homestead was here. Looks like 15 minutes early. Welcome. Thank you for joining. They said I'm here early. LOL. Well, Jasmine's checking in. Hello from Southwest Missouri. Thumbs up. Got thumbs up in. That's awesome. Thanks for thumbs up. Joan from Southern Arizona. Sorry, I'm distracted by the cat. He's doing something. Verna's here. Verna's our moderator. Thanks for joining, moderator, or Verna, and doing the moderating for us. Appreciate it a lot. James here from Maryland. You guys are talking a lot to each other about your stuff. Dale's here, says, hey, Wisconsin here. That shirt looks familiar. Yeah. I think you might have been the reason Kristen bought this for me. And I like it because it has my name on it. And I don't have shirts that have my name or anything with my name on it. So it's great. Ed got Bates in the house. Hi, WTF, Verna and Jasmine. Good evening, Ed. Yeah, Ed says he posted around 2:30 p.m. Yeah, I think when I had a minute to finally do the schedule a stream, he hopped on right away. Grafted said, love the shirt. Let's go. Thanks. Kelly's here. Says, hey. Evening. Thanks for joining. She's from Utah. It's awesome. Jasmine's here. She said I may try later tonight. It's been a rough day and I'm playing catch up at home. My old dog had a terrible fall and had to make the hard decision to make an appointment. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Kelly said she just bought her husband this shirt. Cool. Ed's asking, where's my better half? She's working because she works. And she works retail and she has to work crappy hours sometimes. So you guys are stuck with me. If you have anything you want to ask without Kristen here, let me know. Jasmine says, nice sweatshirt. Thank you. Gary's here. Howdy from North Carolina. Thanks for our little... Got my little fan in. I'm confused. Sorry. Misty's here, says hello all. Hello, welcome to joining. Kelly says, I love that most of all of us will love what that shirt stands for. I hope so. Misty said, just got my quail eggs from my shire tonight. So excited. Awesome. Well, good luck on the hatch. And they're great eggs. Crafted said, I'm working now. LOL. Shh, don't tell. Retail as well. I understand that. Yep. I used to work retail and it used to suck. And I'm glad I don't anymore. But we need those workers, and I appreciate every single one of you that do that work. I just couldn't do it anymore. Jasmine said, on a happier note, all my WTF babies are growing like crazy. Yeah, you saw the pictures that you just sent us. They look amazing. They look like they're growing pretty quick. So, Crafted Branch said, if I disappear, that's why. LOL. It's understandable. Thanks, Ed. Ed says we'll have to suffer through with just me. Yeah, you're welcome. Verna posted the link to join the stream. Jasmine's got a question. What colors are you and Kristen focusing on this winter for spring? Winter/spring. I'm working on feather sexable celadons, but I don't know if they'll be ready for spring or anything. Otherwise, Kristen, I think she has a project. I don't remember exactly what it is, though. She's working on something. But I have feather sexable celadons and fab fees and Italians. But I have to make sure that they hatch good and everything. It's going to be a long project, probably at least 6 months, I'd say, or a year. Dale says, one of our birds sheds is molting every single breeder cage. Must be a cold spot. 56 yesterday, 20 last night. Yeah, that sucks. Misty says, love the shirt. Thank you. What the Quail Farm says, good evening, everyone. Nice shirt. Thank you. Grafted Branch said, I'm desperately trying to get out. The country's calling me. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. There's retail everywhere, though. Even in the country, there's a Dollar General somewhere. Kelly says, my WTF babies are doing great too. Cuddled up right next to my Shire babies, my two fave farms. Thank you. Grafted Branch said asked if we sell celadon. We do sell celadon, so we do have some. They are Starlit and Red Range celadons, and those hatch 100% true blue eggs. They're fully homozygous and everything, so they're great. It's a great line. Chris says hi from Arkansas. Thanks for joining. Verna says story about my sweatshirt, please. It's sweatshirt Kristen bought me. That's all I'm gonna say. You can message me later and I'll talk to you about it, but if you want. Chad's here, says hi all. I hope everyone is doing good. Brandon, how are you? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. It's been a busy week and I finally have my falconer order all done. I just have to pack it up and take it to him on Friday, which is awesome. The downside is he asked me to have 400 to 600 ready in January, which There's no way. Because they have a falconer conference in January. But I'll do my best to get whatever filled or created by then. Crafted said, think about getting a few Celadons. They're on our website, or you can text me or message me, email. Jasmine says, I love your fab fees. I think they are in my top 3 favorite colors, plus yours are huge. Yeah, our fab fees are massive. They're pretty much jumbos. We just don't call them jumbos. What's Wally World about? I must miss something. Dale said, were you able to get some focus on your garden this week? I have not done anything. That thing is a mess. I'm hoping this weekend, although this weekend I have to build a shed for the tractor because I have no place to put the tractor and I want to put my car in the garage before winter and before it actually snows. But we have to finish the buck hutch this weekend, build that shed, and hopefully get to the garden. I'm gonna at least try to do part of it, pull some of it out, and get it prepped for spring. Otherwise, I'm gonna be behind in spring. And I'll be out there in the cold in the spring doing work. Agape says, I will do the vacuum sealer a different day. Sorry. I'm confused. What's the vacuum sealer for? Were you doing a video on it? Crafted said, I'll be heading to your site this weekend. Awesome. Yeah, they're on there. We just updated inventory. We took down the pearls and jumbos. We don't have them. We got a few orders for jumbos, and we don't have enough to expand where we need to be for getting ready for spring. So we are holding off for a little while at least on offering those. Chris says, good evening from Arkansas. Thanks for joining. Kelly says, YouTube, let's go, Brandon. You'll see the video. I bet Brandon says YouTube, it'll shut him down, but it's funny. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, big order. He said he could sell a whole nother, I think, 300 this weekend if I had him for him. Like, there's just no way. 300. I did 250 this last time for him. I was supposed to do 300 and wasn't able to. Jasmine says, can you share a little bit about swap meets? What should a swap meet noob expect? Swap meets really, I don't know, they're okay. Depends on your area. Some swap meets require you to have testing on your birds and things. And some swap meets only require that if you are coming in and out of the state. So you have to check for that. As far as like new things, Kristen likes to have hand sanitizer just to stay clean and stuff because there's no cleaning stations. I'd make sure you have change. Boxes are nice for people when they forget boxes and shavings to go along with that. Business cards if you want to do that. Other than that, that's really about it. Have fun, talk to people, have a smile. That's really about it. It's pretty easy. If you like talking, you'll be just fine. Kelly says, I can ship you frozen falconer birds. Want any? That'd be expensive. The cooler you'd have to have and the dry ice, that's just expensive. Not live birds, frozen. So Jasmine said, dang, son, 400 live birds. No, frozen. Misty says, you should offer that shirt on your website. I'm sure somebody would get mad if I offered. But Jasmine says, Wally World, Walmart. I know it's Walmart, but I just wasn't sure why Verna said that. Oh, she said, I said Dollar General are everywhere, and I said Wally World. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Walmart and Dollar General are everywhere. Yes. I got Bates asking for thumbs up. Yes, hit thumbs up, support the channel. Appreciate it. Beth Reed is here. Good evening, Beth. Thanks for joining. Grafted Branch said, my son asked which one will lay my blue eggs. LOL. So I guess the incubator won't stop. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Gary says, try again, LOL. Hello from North Carolina. I finished my homemade incubator, got a little more, got me a little fan. Thanks for your advice and help. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, I talked to you earlier this week, and he showed me a little incubator he was making out of a foam, styrofoam shipper cooler type thing. And he had a little light bulb in there, and I just suggested to add a fan in there to help circulate the heat and make the heat more even. That's awesome. Hope that works out great for you. Jasmine says, is laughing at Matt and says, make that incubator work, LOL. Yeah, we have not had our incubator off forever. Still working on the Frigibator hatcher. I got to design another piece for that and 3D print it, but I'm working on that, getting that all set up so I can show you guys what I did differently and how that'll work out. Not sure what you mean by this, Ed. And so show everyone your live, how it worked, and answer questions. What do you mean? Callie says, hit the like button. Yeah. Crafted said, LOL, I'll be building hutches like mad next. I have 2 6x2, but want to build 2 2x5s. Yeah, I'll definitely be building some more grow cages here soon. But I also want to build, I have plans for a new, bigger outdoor hutch myself for just my personal playing around, slash, I might just use it as a grow out too at some point. But I plan on making that one pretty large. Ed Got Bait says, I would fill that order no matter what it takes, even if you break even on it and drop ship from my shire. I'm working with other individuals, honestly, that said that they would help me out, and I'll still make a little bit of money, not much. So, Laura Shell Farms, I'm hitting the like button just because of your shirt. Thanks. Thanks for joining us as well. Witch Doctor's in the house says, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Jasmine says, I was just saying live birds because you'd have to raise that many before they're frozen. It seems a little daunting to raise that many for a large order like that. It has been, especially when we started this and I had no brooders. So we built a ton of brooders. We built 4 of them, but I need to build I need to kind of stack things up. I mean, stacking grow cages. I might have to hit up Dale, maybe work a deal out with him, dalesquails.com. You get awesome stuff from him if you want some cages. Kelly says, do you only sell adults at swap meets? At Jasmine, I go year-round farmers market and make posters on quail benefits, sell eggs, take business cards, sell meat, and do butchering demos. At our swap meets, we only sell live birds, and we sell anything from day-olds up to adults. Honestly, the feather sex bowl, 3 weeks on up is a lot more profitable because you can sell the hens, or at least we do, for about $10 a piece. Males we do at $10 a piece too, most of the time. Sometimes $8. It just depends on the season. And then otherwise day olds are pretty profitable as well. And taking in to the swap meets, we sell those for $5 or $6 for 25. So, which is good deal. Beth says my cooler baiter gets too humid without a fan. Yeah, I definitely see that too, getting too humid, especially during the hatch. Brandon or Kelly said I need to try the dry ice method for falconers. Cost us $10 and was so fast and less hands-on too. Bloodless call isn't bad either. Looks like we have somebody calling in. Looks like Kelly. Say hi to Kelly.
I hate this thing. It's always so laggy. So I need to know more about how you get day olds to the swap meet without them dying. Because if I can figure out, I'm taking all my day olds there, but it's like a 30-minute drive for us, and I don't know how to keep them not dying.
Well, so we took, gosh, I think they were less than a week old. The ones we went to the Fond du Lac swap, and that's over an hour away. And we just threw them in the tote and went. And they were fine.
You didn't put heat on them?
Not driving there.
But then once you got there, you plugged in a heater?
Yeah. In the swap that we go to, that's like 15 minutes from our house. Throughout the summer, they have one every month. That one, we actually bring a generator, and we have our little heat plates that we have in our brooders, and we run the extension cord off the generator and plop them in there. So.
I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, so what is the distance when people pick up day olds from you? Like if someone comes to the market and they're like, I'm going to grab a box of chicks. What is the distance you tell them they can make it before they die of being cold? Or have you tried the hot hands things?
We've used the hot hands before.
So
what's that?
I didn't think they were that effective. We tried them.
Yeah, we'll put shavings in the box or in the brooder, the plastic tote or whatever, and then put the hot hands kind of spread out, 2 or 3 of them spread out, and the chicks will kind of pile on top of them, next to them, but they're not on top of each other, so they're okay.
So how far do you tell people they can travel with chicks that are brand new?
Like I said, we were safe for that over hour trip. Otherwise, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Especially with the hot hands. If you have a box, especially like an actual cardboard box, it's gonna hold some insulation. It's gonna hold that heat in, keep them warm.
I just had someone kill 23 of 25, so I'm just super nervous and people driving very far.
It's all up to you too if you want to offer, some people say, once it leaves the farm, it's your responsibility. And, if you want to offer that guarantee, with your business and say, yeah, I'll guarantee them 100% on your way home, but you need to do X to make them safe.
Right. Yeah, I gave that person their money back because I felt bad, but
Right.
I don't think I would take my celadons to the like farmer's market, but maybe like my other ones, maybe. Since I keep ordering chicks from Zach.
Yeah.
Blur.
Yeah, we don't take our Celadon live birds to swaps. We take the hatching eggs, and that's about it.
Yeah, they're too expensive. I might try that then, because we have ours year round too. Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Chad says, "Hey Jasmine, have you looked into Oxine AH as a disinfectant for your incubator? Has anyone used that for that matter?" I have not. I don't know what that is. Beth says, "I use it as a hatcher because it's easier to raise humidity at lockdown and disinfect after a hatch." Yeah, I can see that being a lot better. I don't like hatching and setting eggs in the same incubator. It's not fun. It's also, if you need to hatch out a lot more, it's easier to set eggs on that day and put them in lockdown. Or if you're like Dale, you just don't, rotate your eggs. Grafton said, "Do you 3D print a lot? Are they worth it?" It seems like with all the building I like to do, it would be really beneficial. I do a fair bit of 3D printing. I have 4 3D printers. I have 3 what they call is FDM printers. So that's the plastic that goes through extruder and builds upwards. And then I have a resin printer, and they all serve their purposes. I have a larger FDM to print larger things, but I don't use that often. I have what's called an Ender 3, but it's no longer really an Ender 3. It's just a frame. That's the Ender 3. The rest of it's all been changed and modified, and that's a pretty good printer. But yeah, I think they're definitely worth it, especially if you like to tinker and build different things. They've been very useful around the house, like in building the parts for the hatcher that I'm building, mounting the fan and stuff together, the fan and the heater and other components together, and being able to build the mounts for them to mount inside the device as well, the refrigerator. So they come in handy. They're inexpensive enough nowadays to, I'd say, be worth it. You can pick up an Ender 3 for around $200, somewhere around there, and they print decent for that price. I mean, if you want them to print really good, you're still looking at about $1,000 for a printer, or modifying like the Ender 3 and spending a couple $100 extra getting it to print perfect. Verna says, "Going to get mine next week. I have to wait until sometime this weekend. In about a week, I'll be calling some roos." Oh, that's what you guys are talking about, the vacuum sealer. I don't vacuum seal ours, if that's what you're talking about. Witch Doctor says, "Love that shirt too." Verna posted the link for Dale's Quail's cage kits. Thanks, Verna. What the farm, Quail Farms, just bought 10 quail from a local farmer, and 10 minutes later, there were 2 eggs in the cage. Bonus. Yeah, they'll do that when they get stressed a little bit, and new places, they'll sometimes lay an egg right away. Jasmine says, "So Dale and Brandon, my youngest brother, we are 20 years apart, is Ezekiel, the November winner of my Shire 18 under contest. He said to tell you guys thanks, and he's crazy excited." Well, that's awesome to know that. He wrote a great letter. Zach sent the letters his letter to us, so we had to read it, and he wrote a very good letter, and I'm happy to send this stuff to him. It's awesome. Uh, he has a good big sister to look up to and compete with. So Verna says here you can also use hand warmers to keep the chicks warm. Yep. Cycle Ward 360s here says, hi guys from Vegas, welcome. Beth said she's microwaved potatoes before. That would work too. That'd be a good heat source. And I've seen others heat bricks in the oven and wrap them in a towel. That would work as well. Jasmine said she agrees with the hot hands for heat. And Cycle Ward 360 said use golden Listerine 50/50. I don't use that, but I'm guessing it's for like incubator disinfectant, possibly. Beth says she hasn't used the oxine myself, but it's the common incubator disinfectant in the commercial production. Laurel Shell Farm just got a nice falconer order that once I stopped and thought about it, what I would need to hatch to fill the order, I said, oh crap, I don't have enough eggs. I've been there too. Between egg orders and everything else, you're like, yep. Grafted Branch said, how cool, man. You should do a video on 3D printer and its uses. Well, I can definitely go over some of that when I do the video for the fridge thing, hatching incubator thing. I'll go over some of that. Laurel, I can't. I'm sorry, butchering your name. By the way, Mark from Connecticut, right here. Yep. Hello, Quail folks. Hello. Jasmine says, I am a hippie chick and typically stick with simple natural cleaners, disinfectants in my home and on the homestead. We do as well. Kristen, for the disinfectant stuff, uses, I don't know, it's called Thieves something or another, Thieves cleaner that she mixes. I don't know. Witch Doctor says we're still getting about 40 eggs a day. That's awesome. No lights, supplemental light or anything. It's pretty good. If so. I know my one hutch outside, my little red one that has got 4 females in it. They're still laying 4 eggs a day, which is surprising to me. Grafted Branch says my brother wants to give me an extra XYZ 3D printer, but I told him I wasn't sure. But I think it might be useful after hearing you. Yeah, I love 3D printers. I've been doing it for 3.5 years, I think. I think I got that first one. I don't know, something like that. Agape says I like the resin printers best personally. They have their purpose. They are definitely not as easy and everything to do just because the resin printers they have the best image quality because they have the finest resolution that you can get, but most of them are a smaller print surface. But the biggest thing with the resin is that you have to wash it and wash it in an IPA and then cure it. And so there's a lot more steps involved instead of just hitting the button and printing and pulling a piece off. I've gotten these printers tuned enough that it's literally all I do is hit the button, walk away, come back when it's done, and look at it. And there usually isn't much cleanup to do. So, Chad says, I suppose to really good and safe, I'm looking at it some more to get back with everyone. I've also been using heat mat in place of a heat lamp, having good results. I'll have info on that. Yeah, we prefer our. I suppose you're using the heat mat like underneath the brooders. I've heard people having pretty good results with those as well. We like our heat plates, the regular chick heat plates, over the heat lamps, just to prevent the risk of fire. Although we do use them occasionally when we run out of the heat plates, because sometimes we hatch out too many birds. Grafted Branch says, resin, huh? I need to do some research, lol. Yeah, it's definitely a fun thing, the resin printers are. They do a lot of, like I said, the detail's amazing on them, but they are extra work. If you're new to 3D printing, I would go with a traditional FDM printer and not do resin right away. But I have heard people jumping into that boat. It's just they're two different learning curves. So I guess it depends on which learning curve you want to hit first. Kelly says microwaving potatoes for heat. That's genius. Yes, it is. You never did that for going hunting? You know, you microwave a potato, put it in your pocket, and you get nice hand warmers, and you get lunch or brunch. Crafted Branch says we try to use natural as much as possible. Well, Jasmine says she loves me some thieves cleaner. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. It smells good. I like the smell of it. Psycho War 360. I definitely put a light out there to keep my eggs going. Okay. Yeah. They're Agape says you always have / make something to hold sand in and heat it in the microwave for chicks to stay warm. Sand is cheap. That would work too. Kind of like bags or something. Jasmine says I got 22 eggs yesterday after a near complete stop in production about 2 weeks ago. Cheap Christmas string lights, just a couple extra hours made a huge difference. So excited. Yeah, it does make a difference. My one hutch outside, I had some younger birds in there and they weren't even laying. They were to laying age. They're well past laying age and they weren't even laying because it was too dark out. And I put the lights on them. They're a lot better. Grafted Branch says, is vinegar solution good to clean the quail things with? You could. I see why not. Like I said, we use that thieves stuff to clean everything with. What the Quail Farm says, that's awesome, Jasmine. That's a good idea. Yep. Christmas lights work. Laura Shell Farm says, how many total hours are you using the lights? And Jasmine answered 4 hours past sundown. Good amount. And Grafted Branch says, I was thinking 14, but here's 16 to 18. We actually have ours on in the quail barn for 16 hours. And that's sufficient for them to keep laying consistently. Beth says, my lights are on timers from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. I believe ours are somewhere around there. Laura Shell Farms says, okay, might need might want to add an additional light in the morning, not in the evening. This way things don't go dark on them all of a sudden. Yeah, they tend to freak out if they do that. Beth says I leave a nightlight on in the room to prevent night fright. That works. And Jasmine answered and said she prefers hydrogen peroxide over vinegar. It's interesting. Richard says I keep mine on from 6 to 9, 15 hours, and laying good. Yep. I've heard people have good luck with 14 hours of light too. We haven't had much of a difference. We just do 16 just because it's what I've been used to. I am at the bottom of the comments. So I don't really have much else to say. Unless you guys got any more questions for me. Beth says, what's going on with the rabbits? So we worked this last weekend on getting the buck hutch built. Didn't finish it because Kristen bought a peacock, and we needed a place for the peacock to stay. So we actually took some pallets and built a little peacock house and got that all built up. But Bella, the kid's mini Rex, she is due, I believe, this on Monday. Pretty sure Monday. She's supposed to be due. So that'll be exciting. So hopefully we'll have some rabbit kits here soon. But otherwise, the rabbits are doing good. We have the buck hutch. The buck hutch is made. The big structure of it and everything's made. We just got to put the roof on and then put the plastic up on the sides for the winter and everything. And I think that's it for them. We have a video. It should be. It's either it's going to get posted tomorrow. It's going to go over our coil barn. I know a few people were asking about that. Kristen's excited about showing you guys the coil barn and all her little fun things in it. But that'll be posted tomorrow. And in that video, you can actually see our son's mini Rex, Henry. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I wanted to call it Hank for some reason. Henry, but he's in the background and you can see him sitting on cinder blocks, but that was because we were still building the hutch and we didn't have a place for him. That was the reason we were doing it. That and the creme d'argent that we got. Jasmine says, I'm horrible at getting up early and I haven't bought a timer to make the lights come on in the morning. I have a sun sensitive timer that works. That's actually what I have on my one hutch outside is sun sensitive timer, and it turns on at night for a certain number of hours. I don't remember what I have it set at. Ed Got Bait said, sorry, can't think of anything. Verna says I sound a little bored. I'm not bored. It's just I didn't have anything else to say. And you guys need to ask me questions. And then I'll talk. And I don't mind talking. I love talking. Grafted Branch said, oh yeah, the rabbits. Yes. Got lots of rabbits. Hopefully more. I believe we're going to be breeding the silver fox soon. And then the creme d'argents we can't breed because they're too young. So we got our buck's not too young, but the doe we got from Tiffany, I believe, is only 3 months old. So, Rochelle Farm says, with chickens and quail sharing the same barn, I add all the extra light in the morning, mostly so the chickens don't get caught in the dark. Not sure if it does matter much for quail. No, I'm not sure if it would matter much either. Um, we we actually go out and do the chicken one manually. I thought about putting a timer on there, but we go out there and we shut the doors every night on that barn. So we go out in the morning, open the doors and turn the light on and all that and shut it off. Witch Doctor says, we are coming up with a name for our quail biz. Do you like Battleborn Urban Farms or Battleborn Quail? Having quail in your name definitely gives you good things for searchability for a website and stuff like that. But I do like the name Battleborn Urban Farms. Sounds like a cool name. Verna. So when are you getting peahens? I have no idea. We're not supposed to have a peacock. And I wasn't really excited about getting a peacock. I mean, funny story is that I was looking at the peacock as well because there was just one left in this carrier, and I was like, "That's a pretty good deal." I'm like, thinking to myself because they had like $35 on it. Like, it's a young peacock. Like, I bet you somebody could buy that. I was just thinking about maybe buying it and selling it at the next swap. Make a few bucks, and Kristen would have a peacock for a week. But she just bought it, and we're keeping it for now. Jasmine says the peacock pave is darling. I don't know if that's how you pave or pave. I don't know. Pave is darling. Yeah, that's what Kristen named it. Witch Doctor says, so when we are ready to raise rabbits, will you sell me some? Sure. As long as we get our numbers up, be happy to sell some rabbits. You'd have to come here and get them though, or we'd have to meet somewhere. I don't remember where you're from. Otherwise, there's QuailCon too. That would work too. If you come to QuailCon, you could probably bring a rabbit. Crafty Branch says, I use solar system I built and timers on the chicken coop for lights, actuators, water pump, etc. And way overpowered, so extending to the quails. That works. It's awesome. Solar is always pretty fun. Beth says, I have a doe with 9 kits that should wean in about a week. That's exciting. I asked the lady that we bought Bella from, because she's bred her before, I think once before. And Bella won best of breed from a friend of ours. And she said that she averaged, I think, 7 or 8 kits that litter. So hopefully we have a decent size. Chad says, good night, everyone. Thanks for tolerating my questions. No problem. Frank's in the house. Says, hi, Brandon. Hi. Thanks for joining. It was good chatting with you last weekend. Jasmine said, question, why is it so hard to choose which birds to call and which to keep? I need to go down in numbers by at least 50 quail. It is hard. Especially for this falconer order. There was a lot of neat looking birds and birds that I didn't want to get rid of, but just had to. But yeah, really would just look at all your birds and see which ones fit what you're looking for. If you really like the calm, birds, the ones that are chilled and they're not as aggressive, and just go through them. If you're looking for your meat, definitely weigh them, um, and go through all those and get your weights and stuff. If the colors are what you're looking for, then go with colors and see what which ones you like that are more pretty. There's different ways to look at it, but yeah, it's hard, especially when you don't. I mean, you said you had to get rid of them, but when you don't want to get rid of them, yeah, I understand. Witch Doctor is saying, not sure. We have chickens and quail, maybe rabbits in the future. They're talking about if they're what the quail farm asked if they were just raising quail. So if you're going to raise more, I would say, what's your be your primary business. If that's going to be your quail, then I mean the quail name, having the quail in the name makes sense. But if it's not going to be your primary business and you're gonna venture off into the other areas as well, then having that more generic name makes more sense. But just having quail in your name doesn't mean you can't sell other animals. I mean, you have Dale's Quails, for example. He sells ducks, and does good at that. So Kelly says my shed has solar light that also turns on when it gets dark. She also says, what's your goal with quail? My goal, my personal goal? I don't know. Just to help people with self-sufficiency. And that's really it. That's become my goal. It wasn't my goal to begin with. My goal wasn't to get into quail, to be completely honest. And Kristen got into it, and then now I've gotten into it, and I really enjoy them. I didn't think I was going to, but yeah, I'm here to help anybody with their self-sufficiency journey with quail, rabbits, and homesteading stuff. Kelly asks, is quail your fave or rabbits? Eating, I like quail. Honestly, I didn't want rabbits, but we're raising rabbits. But I like them. They're fun to cuddle with and hang out with. Ed's asking if I've gone hunting yet. I have not. Kristen just informed me that she has off for opening weekend, deer hunting for gun season. So that's exciting. She just told me tonight. So we're going to go hunting, I think, by her mom and dad's house. And so we have to go down there and kind of check things out. Kelly says, what's my favorite meat? Not just that you raise, but in general. I like beef and pork. But if I could raise some cows on our homestead, I definitely would. I think raising cows would be fun. Beth's got a good suggestion. Says, Jasmine, find a mentor or breeding partner online. You can help each other make those tough decisions. That's a great idea. What the Quail Farm says, has anyone ever tried to catch wild quail? No, I have not. Jasmine says, quail math is so confusing, especially when there are too many favorites that could be pets. And then there are there's the hard workers, all the babies. Yeah. I know you said that a lot of the ones that you got from our original batch are really nice, and you didn't want to call most of those, but yeah, you have to make those tough decisions and figure out what's best for you and your breeding program, what your goals are. Beth says it's easy to get flock blind and stop seeing the flaws in your own birds. Yep. Yeah, it definitely can happen. Gary says, good night, WTF, and thanks again for your help. And don't work too hard. Night all. Yep, you're welcome. Glad it can help out. The Rochelle Farm says, Jasmine, just quail all and fill new incubator to the max. Oh, what a vicious cycle. Yeah, you could do that too, but you have some very beautiful birds that I wouldn't want to get rid of. Witch Doctor says, I want peacocks and an emu. You sound like Kristen. She wants emus really bad. And she's been wanting peacocks for years. It's crazy. Richard Brown says, I used to catch wild quail when I was a kid, but 40 years ago there were a lot of them, but now, not now. It's interesting. Ed says, LOL, you should have known better. If it comes home, it gets a name, it stays, LOL. It will stay until it can't. If it starts making noise. Jasmine's replying to Beth, you are so smart. I need to do that for sure. I don't know who I need to call. It's just easy to second guess myself, and I cannot become a quail hoarder. Yeah. Crafty Branch says, I don't eat rabbit, but want a few for compost makers. Yeah, they make good, and you don't really need to use rabbit waste can go straight into the garden. You don't have to compost it. So it's even better. And Witch Doctor says I'm in Vegas. We'll work that out. Okay. Jasmine says she wants the emu so bad, and Hub says not right now. LOL. Yeah, sounds like a story or a conversation we've had with Kristen and myself. But we really can't have emus. There's no way. I had no place for them. Need a lot more land. Verna says, tell them that there's great livestock guardians. Yeah, that works. And Jasmine said, same here, Matt. I raise rabbits for their poo and do raw and feed for my dogs. So I raise rabbits for them, but I don't eat the rabbit. Why don't you eat the rabbit? I mean, rabbit's not bad. I mean, I get it. You know, you feed to your dog as well, but. Thurston Stout says, hello, I'm new to quail and just had 12 out of 20 hatch rate, got off eBay. Do you like the fab fee, and also do you think they're good for raising meat compared to the other ones? Fab fees are decent. They're just, you know, a regular farrow quail, but look a little different. As far as meat, that really depends on how big they are. A jumbo farrow or jumbo white or jumbo Egyptian, those are, you know, bred for their larger size to be meat and egg producers. Doesn't mean that your fab feed couldn't be a jumbo size. They just have to be bred to get that larger size, but they should be fine. Witch Doctor says, how long can quail eggs unwashed stay on the counter? Have them for 4 to 6 weeks on the counter, just fine. Kelly says 3 weeks. Everybody's gonna have their own answer, but yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, just fine. Frank says, if you need more of what we talked about last weekend, let us know. I do have some that may help. Okay, I will let you know. I think we're good right now, but I'll let you know. Thank you. Rochelle Farm says, I found that rabbits stink worse compared to chickens and quail. Yeah, the urine stinks pretty bad. I don't know, quail stink bad though too. Just gotta compost it, and it's okay. Yeah, Verna was talking about how she doesn't incubate unless when the cages are full, and Jasmine said good rule. I follow most of the time unless I win eggs. Yeah, you've been very lucky in winning eggs. Orlando says hello from Phoenix City, Alabama. Welcome. Beth says if you're trying to be self-sufficient, you really need multiple protein sources. We do quail, chicken, turkey, and rabbit, and buy a finished hog every year from a friend. Yeah, you definitely need different things. I would mainly just so you have variety. Getting stuck with the same stuff all the time and sucks. But yeah. What the Quail Farm says, does quail taste better than chicken? I think it does. I just like quail everything way better. Quail really kind of tastes just like dark meat chicken. It has a little bit of a gamier taste than chicken does, but I think it tastes pretty darn good. Kelly says Utah has a lot of fat wild valley. They hang with my chickens. Valley quail, I'm guessing. Beth says quail tastes a lot like dark meat turkey to me. Yeah. Jasmine says those WTF OGs are going to be the hardest. I flip and love them, but I have started picking out the best. Sigh. Several are very active males that are turning into turds, making it easier. Well, there you go. I'm glad they can help you out a little bit. I understand that. Kelly says, how many acres are you on? Could you fit other meat animals? We are on just one. So, no, I can't fit anything. We have our property pretty well stuffed as it is, especially with the plans for the garden next year. Orlando says, question, I have 2-week-old chicks that have poo balls on their feet, hard as rocks. What is the safest way to remove them? Our first batch didn't get them, and this is our second batch. You could soak them a little bit in a little bit of water to remove them, and then change out their bedding a little more frequently. I know sometimes even doing that, you can have the poo balls stack up, but that's the best thing is to get the, the shavings in there and having them do their dust baths. Otherwise, I mean, if they're old enough to go on wire, you could do that as well. Richard says, cool to hear you had just had a falconer order. I'm a falconer. That is how I got started with quail and now can't keep them. LOL. Good prop to have. Yeah. Awesome. It's awesome to know you're a falconer. And I met with our director of the Falconer Association in Wisconsin, and he's been a pretty good guy and been developing a relationship and been selling a lot of quail for me. So Kelly was answering Thurston Stout and Brandon's might be good for meat, but jumbo wilds are usually the best because they're bred for meat. I believe you're talking about the fab fees. Yeah, our fab fees are pretty large. Verna says any of the jumbos are great for me. Yes, that's what they're bred for. They're meat birds. Frank says Orlando, put down a wet paper towel and let them walk on it. Yeah, that works well. Verna's asking, what about getting pygmy dairy goats? I don't want goats. Goats don't sound fun at all. They sound lots of work. I have enough work to do. Crafted Branch says, I'm going to have to go, but great chat. Thank you, sir, and good evening, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you joining. And then Richard answered Kelly, says, I am in Tennessee. So there you go. And I am at the end of the chat again. But I suppose it's been an hour. I'll let you guys go. Thurston here says, okay, thanks, fella. I appreciate it. And also, what do you find, in your opinion, is the best meat rabbit to raise? As I am looking and getting into something in the future, I am really trying to be more self-sufficient. We do creme d'argents and silver foxes, but we just do those because we really like those breeds. They're good dual purpose because you can show them, and they're good meat birds or rabbits. Sorry. Otherwise, New Zealand whites are good rabbits as well. What the Quail Farm says, how did I get started with quail? I got started because of Kristen. Kristen started this crazy quail thing because she just wanted quail. And then it kind of snowballed from there. Richard Brown says, I use wire cutters to break the poo balls. Just be careful not to cut the bird. And Kelly says, thanks for your time. You guys are the best. Tell Kristen we miss her. Verna also said, tell Kristen we miss her. I will. Been great chatting with you guys. Jasmine said, great chatting with everybody tonight. Tell Kristen she was missed. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sharing the evening with us. You are welcome. I will see you guys next weekend or next week with Kristen. Have a great night. Don't forget to hit like buttons, and thank you. Bye.